Hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining us on another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. We have a lot lined up for you, starting with the news of the day. You can't miss any of it, so please stick around.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JS News for Monday, September 16, 2024. Government and the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU, have now settled the final outstanding matters under the restructured compensation system for public sector workers. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service and the JCTU, which represents most public sector workers, signed a heads-off agreement on September 12 addressing vexing issues for government employees. These include the reinstatement and increase of passenger mileage for travelling officers, as well as retroactive mileage payments. The agreement also addresses new overtime and uniform policies, in addition to the provision of subsistence allowance. A major bone of contention has been the payment of increments, which were previously paid annually to public sector workers on the basis of their performance or due to additional qualifications acquired. The agreement between the Finance Ministry and JCTU provides for the payment of increments to resume in March 2025 under certain conditions. This new agreement builds on the compensation restructuring framework signed 2 years ago to streamline the salary structure for public sector workers and simplify the many disparate allowances and benefits. In a statement on Friday, Finance Minister Nigel Clark praised his ministry team and the trade union representatives for their solutions-oriented approach to the long negotiation process, which he says has resulted in a highly significant agreement for hard-working public sector workers. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is working to revise the policy framework and procedures manual for the privatization of government assets during this financial year. The document is to be presented to Cabinet when it's completed. Acting Investment Projects and Implementation Manager of the Economic Policy and Investment Branch, Joanne Felix, made the disclosure on the Ministry's television and YouTube series Meg JC 360. The privatization policy, as it is commonly called, addresses the transfer of government assets, shares, or operational responsibilities to the private sector. It establishes a 4-stage process that must be observed and the institutional framework for privatization transactions. The Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, which serves as the government's designated privatization agency, is responsible for implementing the policy. The DBJ falls under the oversight of the Ministry's Economic Policy and Investment Branch, which has been facilitating the revision of the public-private partnership policy for Jamaica.
One of the major goals with that revision was to incorporate climate risk assessments as part of the appraisal process for PPPs. And that's just one of the many ways that Jamaica is streamlining climate change considerations in its operations.
The government, in its commitment to restoring peace and security in Clarendon, has declared a state of public emergency (SOE) for the entire parish. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister says the enhanced security measure is necessary to quell the surge of organized armed violence between rival gangs in the parish. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the national security situation in Clarendon has reached a point where further decisive and urgent action is necessary, emphasizing that criminals will not be allowed to dictate the terms of life and security in any parish. Mr. Holness says the government will use the full force of the law to protect the lives of residents in Clarendon and restore security to communities. A 14-day SOE was declared for the parish in August, which led to 2 persons being charged in relation to the Cherry Tree Lane massacre, which resulted in the death of 8 persons. The newly announced SOE is intended to build on that operation. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is urging citizens to share information and cooperate fully with the security forces. The numbers are 311 for Crime Stop, 811 for the JCF tip line, and police emergency at 119. Members of the public may also call the JDF tip line at 876-837-8888 or the MOCA tip line at 888 MOCA tip. That's 888-662-2847. 56 attorneys at law, along with legal aid and justice service providers from the Ministry of Justice, have graduated from a 6-week training course in Jamaican Sign Language and Deaf Culture. The ceremony took place at the Gulf View Hotel in Mandeville last week, marking the completion of the first level of a customized sign language course developed by the Jamaica Association for the Deaf, JAD. In his message read by Permanent Secretary of the Ministry Grace Ann Stewart McFarlane, Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck stressed the importance of communication in expanding access to justice.
Our responsibility as legal professionals is to bridge gaps, not to widen them. The attorneys at law and justice service providers who have participated in this training have gained more than just technical skills in sign language. You have gained a critical understanding that legal aid is not merely a service, but a lifeline.
Canada's High Commissioner to Jamaica, Mark Berman, echoed the point, stressing that the training enables individuals with communication barriers to engage effectively with lawyers.
This sign language training for legal aid lawyers is a step towards ensuring equal access to legal services, a fundamental right for all, including those with disabilities. Those individuals can fully participate in legal proceedings. Understanding and using sign language also involves learning about deaf culture, which can help lawyers be more culturally sensitive and aware of the unique challenges faced by their clients.
The Ministry of National Security will be distributing its Let's All Live Good activity books in schools across the country during the current academic term. The books, which were launched on May 31, form part of the ministry's anti-violence initiative, Live Good. They include fun-filled activities, colorful illustrations, and engaging stories promoting peace and kindness. State Minister Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn says the books are intended to help shift the mindset of students as they settle in the new school year.
I think it's important when we talk about crime prevention that we start with the younger generation and instill some, values and attitudes in them. And I think this book, the Live Good book launch, is a perfect example for that, to really teach them right from wrong.
Minister Cuthbert-Flynn explains that the distribution will extend beyond an initial 35 targeted schools in zones of special operations ZOSOs. She reveals that younger children, particularly those in primary school, are the focus, and distribution will be carried out between October and December.
So that is really the plan, is to kick off with a few schools by going into schools with our Live Good bus and to really, hand out these books to these kids so that we can change their minds.
The Let's All Live Good activity books will be distributed in schools where the Security Ministry currently operates in partnership with its education and health counterparts under an interministerial framework. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, here are 5 benefits of being a beneficiary of the Students' Loan Bureau. 1. Benefit from our 99% approval rate. 2. Benefit from our low interest rate, so less burden when you need to repay. 3. Benefit from the fact that we require no collateral when applying. 4. We're giving you more time to focus on your studies while we focus on the financing. No need to worry about repaying while in school. Number 5. Receive a 14 months grace period after your graduation date before you enter repayment. Don't forget to follow us on all SLB platforms for more SLB info.
The issue of informal or squatter settlement is being addressed by the government. Interventions are focused on bringing about regularization, reducing the environmental, social, and economic impact of these dwellings, and enabling sustainable rural and urban development. Learn more about how the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is addressing informal settlements in this next feature.
Welcome to Season 2 of Meg JC 360. This season, we will learn more about the work of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Join us as we unveil the efforts of the Land Administration and Management Section, the Economic Policy and Investments Branch, the Rent Assessment Board, the Works Policy Research and Monitoring Branch, and the Squatter Management Unit as they try to improve the lives of all Jamaicans. Get ready to witness the relentless pursuit of these branches within the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Season 2 starts now.
I'm Sharice James, Acting Director for the Squatter Management Unit. So the Squatter Management Unit is responsible for coordinating government response as it relates to squatting island-wide, and we seek to promote planned and sustainable use of our land resources. So our initiatives are developed considering goal number 4 of Vision 2030, which states that Jamaica has a healthy environment, and also the outcome number 15, which states sustainable urban and rural development. Considering this, the Squatter Management Unit has conducted several studies island-wide to using geospatial technologies for effective analysis so that we're able to make recommendations based on the social, economic, and environmental impact of squatting. Also, we seek to ensure social inclusion for all living in squatter settlements, and we also seek to promote safer, planned settlements. We also liaise with our stakeholders or coordinate with our stakeholders to ensure the prevention of rapid growth within our squatter settlements. So in addition to supporting a healthy environment for Jamaica, we also establish a squatter regime of stakeholders tasked to curtail the negative impacts of squatting island-wide. We are also the ones through which the landowners can report where squatting is taking place, and we'll make recommendations. In addition to that, since 2019, we have hired over 300 youths and trained them in geospatial technologies to collect data. So for the last 3 years, we have developed a policy, and that policy is now in the draft phase, about to be submitted to Cabinet for approval for green paper. We have also surveyed all squatter settlements in 12 parishes, and with that, we were able to develop a GIS portal for squatting, and with this portal, we have recommendations for each squatter settlement. And we also have a geodatabase that contains data as it relates to infrastructure, the environment, and recommendations on a case-by-case basis. So right now we can say confidently that the Squatter Management Unit is like the central repository for squatting island-wide. Well, what we can say is that Jamaica can look forward to more consultations as it relates to the policy, and the public and relevant stakeholders coming together to curtail the issue of squatting, to stem the negative impacts, etc., and to ensure more participatory approach as it relates to regularization and social inclusion for the vulnerable. The government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, is working to curtail the issue of squatting island-wide.
Creation of new housing schemes certainly impacts the construction industry, creating jobs during the construction phase. It also contributes to the vibrancy of the real estate.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited is a government entity supporting sustainable development in the mineral sector, as well as agriculture in mined-out lands. In these few remaining minutes of the magazine, we'll intrigue you with what some of its work entails.
The mining community is here to support agriculture, and as much as is possible, we do want all who are interested in getting reclaimed lands, accessing repurposed bauxite assets, including lease spaces in our warehouses, to just reach out to us.
The Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited, JBM, is more than just a legacy operation. Established in 1975, JBM has been a cornerstone of Jamaican industry and commerce, and it still plays a pivotal role in the symbiotic relationship between mining and agriculture.
There is a systematic way of dealing with mining, where from the onset there are methodologies that are done to ensure that there is responsibility of miners in ensuring that there is resilience after mining has taken place. That's from the first tier. The second tier is actually the mining tier, where we actually have many minerals that are extracted from the earth that are essential in putting together things like fertilizers. Many people don't know this. There are actually minerals that are also essential for planting certain crops. So here we have the display indicating that to the public so that the public can be educated along that line. And then at the final tier, we actually have the repurposing, the reclamation and repurposing of bauxite lands, of mining lands, to actually benefit the agricultural sector. You might already know of things like greenhouses that have been put up on reclaimed land. We have many technologies that have been effected to actually make agriculture super resilient on mined-out property.
The Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited is a government-owned company with a business enterprise mandate. In addition to being the custodian of over 4,000 acres of government properties in St. Ann, JBM monitors the operations of Discovery Bauxite Partners, a mining operation based in Discovery Bay, St. Ann. The story of this public body is one of innovation, responsibility, and a deep commitment to the future of both mining and agriculture on the island.
Mining is from the earth, agriculture is from the earth. Mining community is here to support agriculture, and as much as is possible, we do want all who are interested in getting reclaimed lands, accessing repurposed bauxite assets, including lease spaces in our warehouses, to just reach out to us using our website www.jbm.gov.jm.
Hi everyone, let's talk granting aid. Eligible targeted loan applicants may receive a non-repayable granting aid of $60,000. These funds can be used for school-related expenses such as traveling, buying food, housing, or purchasing a laptop, for example. Eligibility is determined by the financial circumstances of applicants and the availability of grants. Apply early at slbja.com and be one of 4,200 beneficiaries of our granting aid.
Nestled in the heart of Kingston, the Institute of Jamaica, IOJ, stands as testament to the island's rich cultural heritage. An entity of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the IOJ was established in 1879. For nearly a century and a half, it has stood as a reminder of our past and inspiration for the future we might have. Considered to be the mother of all other museums, the IOJ gave birth to several divisions, each focusing on the uniqueness of our culture and heritage. Let's take a walk through these hallowed halls and discover the history and beauty within. Through the artifacts exhibited in its halls, the National Museum of Jamaica boasts a rich display of the island's history. Entering the museum feels like stepping into a time machine, where you encounter both ancient artifacts and modern artworks. From Taino carvings to maroon exhibits, each display the diversity of Jamaica's cultural heritage.
It's the most important museum in Jamaica. It's the National Museum, so everything here is owned by you and you. So it's all the viewers. So everything here belongs to the Jamaican people, unlike a private museum where the work is privately owned.
It sees an average of 200 visitors daily, the majority of whom are school children. Because of its location, parking can be a struggle, but once bookings are made on time, appropriate arrangements are made to provide safe parking. The national collections are comprised of over 21,000 artifacts that date back to the pre-Columbian era. One of Jamaica's national treasures is the Mary Seacole bust.
A lot of what we inherit is from people who donate works of art, or historical artifacts, or art in the case of the National Gallery. We do occasionally buy extremely important pieces, such as a figure, the statue of Mary Seacole behind you, which was an incredibly important piece of work, which was very important for Jamaican history as well as us, because this is where she lived. We also have Taino artifacts, so pieces from before Columbus came over here. You know, it's we have a small but important collection of Taino artifacts, which we're hoping to increase.
Another agent of the IOJ is the Natural History Museum of Jamaica, which is mandated to advance scientific research and education by collecting, storing, and maintaining specimens of Jamaica's plants and animals. It's a fantastic place to explore and learn about Jamaica's natural wonders. Visitors can marvel at rare and endemic species, from colorful birds and butterflies to exotic orchids. One of its highlights is the Jamaican yellow snake, also called the Jamaican boa or nank, which is believed to be the largest non-poisonous indigenous terrestrial predator on the island. Also on display is a variety of woods that are indigenous to Jamaica. They appear to be books on a shelf, but with a closer look, you will realize that they are replicas of various textures, which show that Jamaica is indeed a diverse country of natural wood and water. Another remarkable attribute is the swallowtail butterfly, also known as the Papilio homerus. It's a beautiful species known for its vibrant yellow coloration and distinctive wing shape. It's also the largest butterfly in the Western Hemisphere and is indigenous to Jamaica. The Jamaica Music Museum is the department of the Institute of Jamaica where rhythm comes alive. At this gallery, you will find a collection of instruments that have shaped the sounds of the island. Displayed in these halls is the story of reggae and other indigenous Jamaican musical art forms and the people and moments that have shaped them. But the museum is not limited to the relics of the past. One of its flagship programs is Ground Nation, a series that occurs every February during Reggae Month. This event aims to continue the tradition of community outreach, utilizing culture and reasoning to play a part in transforming Jamaican society. Art lovers, step into the National Gallery, home to a beautiful collection of centuries of creations reflecting Jamaica's beauty, pride, and talent. Officially established on November 14, 1974, it is the largest and oldest public art gallery in the English-speaking Caribbean. It features a wide range of art forms, including paintings, sculptures, drawings, prints, and photographs. Each piece represents a range of styles, periods, and movements from around the world. From Renaissance masterpieces to contemporary pieces, there's something to tantalize everyone's taste buds. As we make our way through the IOJ, the tour cannot be complete without a visit to the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica and Jamaica Memory Bank. With a dynamic history dating as far back as the 1970s, the focus is on celebrating the connections between Jamaica, Africa, and the wider Caribbean diaspora. It is a storehouse of Jamaica's memories, as seen through exhibitions, lectures, and cultural events. Reflecting a symbol of freedom and resilience is Liberty Hall. Located at 76 Upper King Street, it serves as a tribute to the legacy of Marcus Garvey, one of Jamaica's national heroes whose Pan-African ideals resonate throughout time. With its treasure trove of artifacts, documents, and multimedia displays, it offers an immersive experience into Jamaica's profound impact on the global stage. It was the meeting place of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, which Garvey founded. Finally, there's the Programs Coordination Division of the IOJ, comprised of the Junior Center and the Simon Bolivar Cultural Center. These offer a range of hands-on activities, workshops, and educational content for adults and children. The Simon Bolivar Cultural Center was established to maintain and strengthen the relationship between the Caribbean and Latin America and re-establish Parade as the cultural district of downtown Kingston. Simon Bolivar was a Venezuelan known as the Liberator for helping to liberate Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia from Spain. He was exiled to Jamaica in 1815, where he wrote the famous Jamaican letter, a copy of which is on display. Both centers offer several education programs and activities, including Spanish and creative arts for adults and children. As we conclude our journey through the Institute of Jamaica and its departments, we're reminded of its commitment to preserve and promote Jamaican culture and heritage for generations to come. Whether you're a local resident or visitor from afar, the IOJ invites you to immerse yourself in the beauty and diversity of Jamaica's rich cultural landscape. All of IOJ's museums are open to the public, including for schools and other tour groups from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Jamaican children pay $100, adults $600. Tertiary students with IDs pay $300 and those without $600. International students are charged $5, while international adults pay $10.
We're not here to make money so much. We're here to educate and help people, come to terms with their own histories, then community history, individual history, family history, national history, international history. So that's what we're here to try and create citizen historians.
Jamaica is on the move with smarter and cleaner transportation. The government is enhancing the JUTC fleet with 100 new CNG buses with 10 specially outfitted for the disabled. Running on compressed natural gas, these buses reduce emissions while offering advanced safety features and Wi-Fi. Jamaica is driving in comfort towards a sustainable future.
Our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine ends right here for today. But please join us again tomorrow on this station for more news, features, and information you can use. In the meantime, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Till such time, take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.